So this is another part of ALV, right? We saw our grid class, which is our very first part. Second is we can display our ALV by using this class also. So we can display our ALV by using this class. Now let's go and check this class CLSALV table. So I will open the SAP logon. And I will go to SC24. Let's open this class. Modifications are not supported by source-based class builder. And if I check its properties, its instance generation is private, as SAP has given it. Its instance generation is private, right? It simply means that we cannot directly create its object, first thing. So here, let's say write its properties. We cannot directly create its objects. One thing. Second thing, now let's go and try to find it. How we can get the object then? So I will check its method. I will scroll down, and you will find out that there is a factory method available here. Factory method. This is a static method, right? For static, we don't need to get any object. We can directly use the class name. What this static method is doing, get a new instance for ALV table object. So for ALV display, it will give the object. You can check it, factory parameters, and you can see there is a parameter here, RSALV table, which will return the reference of this same class. Right? So this is going to simply return us the reference. Then we have one display method here. I don't know where it is. I can see. Let's check it. Display method. Yes, display method. We can directly call this display. So let me just double click on it. Yes, display method. It is inside this one. So this display will simply display the output. So you are required to remember two steps here. You are required to remember two steps here. Steps for ALV. Step 1, get the object. Get the object of the ALV class of the CLSALV table class. And step 2 will be call the display method, which is an instance method, to display the ALV. But the problem with this class is you cannot go for editable ALV. One problem. For editable, you will only have to go for grid class. This one will do not accept this feature. So now what I will do, I will simply go and take normal requirement AC38 Z CLSALV table. ALV display. I will display the material data just by writing some logic. So begin material Maintner material type industry sector, mathematical names, okay, and ty underscore material. So then I will create the internal table, LT material, type table of ty material, part of selection, and I will write that logic. So select Matner, material type, industry sector, material group, unit of measure, from Mara table into table LT material up to, let's say, 20 rows. I want to display this one. Now the beauty of this class is you are not required to use the field catalog. The column heading will automatically come from the data element of the column. Field level will automatically come from the data element of the column, right? So let's call our class. So we have our SALV table class, and it has its factory method. I'll call this one. No, not need of this. So there you are required to send your internal table, LT material. Uncomment it. Yes, I want to display the data, and I will receive the object. This parameter will receive the object, right? So let's create a reference here. Data LOALV type ref2 or CLSALV table class, and we will get the reference here, LOALV. This will return the reference. Once we have the reference, we can directly call the display method, ALV display. There is no need of this parameter. That much is done. Only two steps. Get the ALV object. Okay. I believe I need to try catch is mandatory here. Okay. CLSALV table factory. Try block is needed. So try catch and try. Same LT material, and here we will get the object. So LOALV list display should be allowed. That's okay. Execute it and check it. ALV display. Yes or no?
Yes.
So you can call it quick ALV, but mostly SALV is called because of their class name, and you can use it at any time. It's totally up to you. Just call this method, pass the internal table, get the object, and just call the display method. Okay.
Yes.
Sunita asked one question yesterday about the constructor. So integrated ALV will be our last topic. We will see there. So, but before that, what is constructor? Yes, what is constructor? Are you there? Yes. What is constructor? Are you there? Yes. What is constructor?
No, not remember. To check.
Okay. Pratiksha, what is constructor? Hmm. Pratiksha, what is constructor? Sunita.
Sir, it's a special method that initializes an object attributes when new object is created.
That initialize the attributes. Initialize the attributes. A new object is created. Okay. The new object is created. What does it means? Then how it is different from normal method? So a special method is a good answer. Used to initialize the attribute is also a good answer, but it is not sufficient. When a new object is created, what does it means here? So now just see this part, how it is going to be defined easily. Whenever you will create a new object, system automatically calls the constructor. System automatically calls the constructors. So constructor gets triggered automatically when the object is created. One thing. Then constructor is a special type of method which is declared only in public section, and has no return type. No return type. There will not be any returning parameter of this constructor. There will not be any returning parameter here. Constructors are of two types. One is instance constructor, another is class constructor. Instance constructor and class constructor. This constructor is limited to a object only. Every time a new object will be created, this constructor will be called, and every time this is specific to class. This is a type of constructor which is specific to class, specific to class, and they are executed only once. Executed only once in their lifetime. When the first object is created. Very first object will be created, this class constructor will be called. This is the very first thing which will be triggered. After that the instance will be generated, but this will trigger only once time in their entire life, that is entire execution of the program. This will trigger only once, and this is how it is declared, class constructor. And this is your normal constructor. This is class constructor. Okay, right? Let's find it out. So what I will do is I will go back to my program. Yeah, and this time I'll create another program, Z constructor. Okay, constructor. So here I will have a class, so local class, definition, and class. I will have a public section. In it I will define the methods. This will be constructor. Another one will be class constructor. Class constructor. Class constructor. Then it will require its implementation also. So class, local class, implementation, and I will have here method, constructor, and method, class constructor, and method. Okay, let's go for startup selection here. Now what I will do, I will declare one variable here. So let's name it any variable. What should I name it? A class data keyword. And I will declare a static attribute here. So LV attribute integer. Okay, by default its value will be 0. Let me check if there is any error or not. Oh sorry, it will be defined via class method. So class methods, because it is static, so it will require class method. Now let's check, no issue. So we will increase its value, right? What I'm going to do here, I will increase the value LV attribute plus equal to 1, and I will simply write it LV attribute. So every time an object will be created, we will get the output also. Yes, and here I will also do the same thing, LV attribute plus equal to 1. We are increasing its value by 1, right? This is a normal programming language which we have seen in our college days also. Or what you can do, you can write it like this way, LV attribute is equal to LV attribute plus 1. This one you can also do and write it, the attribute. Okay, now in a startup selection, I will create my very first object to see what is going to happen. Obj is equal to new local class. Let's activate it. Put the debugger here. Execute. Desktop 3, F5. The very first method which is getting called is your static constructor. Yes or no? Class constructor, right? This is
Yes.
getting, so it will increase the value. Its value is 0. It will increase it to 1. It will be displayed. After that, I will press F5. Now can you see this instance constructor is also getting called. The value of LV attribute is 1. Now its value will be increased. Its value has become 2. So we will get the output as 2. Yes, 1 and 2, right? Because both of them gets called. Now I will create another object. Now let's see LOBJ1 to see whether this time our static is getting called or not. So new local class, activate it. I'll put a debugger here, execute. So here we will go for F5. Static is getting called once. It will increase its value of LV attribute. Then instance will be called. Its value will become 2, right? Now we are going for line 32. So to create the second object, at this time what will happen? Its value is still 2, but this time only this constructor is getting called. Static is not getting called. It will only be called for the very first time, and this is the very first method which will be called of entire class. Static constructor or class constructor. Its value will become 3, and we will get the output 1 to 3 only. Yes. So it's not only about the attributes. You can do any kind of stuff here. You can call other methods which you have implemented. Anything, you can write the logic in between them. Clear? The concept of constructor and class constructor,
Yes.
right? Everyone,
Yes.
is it clear?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. So this was a overall overview session. However, it became a detailed session. I don't want it to take it so long. No issue on that part. Let's start our very second chapter, OData Services. This will be a very interesting thing. OData Services. Who is going to explain this? Who is going to explain this? Yes. Please give a brief introduction on this OData service. Can you listen me? Yes.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least you, at least you should reply, right?
Sir, actually, can I continue?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Basically, in auditor service, we follow the CRUD operation. Through that one, we create, update, and delete the services. And
Delete the services. What kind of services?
not means whatever services we make through and classes that like MPC and DPC classes.
Okay. So why do I need MPC and DPC class? What is the problem with a normal ABAP program?
That much I don't know.
Okay. Any other answer?
Through data service, we can send data from SAP system to non-SAP system and send also.
Wait. From SAP system to non-SAP system. What does it means?
Suppose from from SAP system, from our custom table, suppose we have to send data to a GUI like that, we can say.
GUI like that? So, but we are already working on GUI. Why do I need to send the data on GUI? Not sufficient. Any other answer on this? Very interesting topic, guys. Very interesting. Any other answer? No? Okay, let's try to find it out. Okay, so I am going, let's say, I'm going way back before, let's say 2010 or 2012. Okay. So tell me what was going on. We were working on ECC system, yes or no?
Yes.
Right. We were working on ECC system, and what we were doing, we were creating module pool applications, yes or no?
Yes.
Everything completely our SAP GUI based, right?
Yeah.
Right, SAP GUI based. And what we all know, we have three types of layer at this moment also, basically three layers in SAP system. Yeah, three layers: presentation layer, application layer, and database layer, right? Presentation, application layer, database layer. This whole system was working on enterprise central component. Right? This whole thing was working only on enterprise central component. We were able to provide a user interaction layer by using module pool programming. This application layer where our ABAP code can be executed. This is the one on NetWeaver. We can execute our ABAP code. This application layer provides the runtime environment for the execution of our ABAP programs. Database layer, it was earlier, let's say, Oracle database in case of our ECC system, or Sybase database, MySQL database, SQL database. Lots of databases were there, all of them traditional database we are using. Now, what was the problem with this system? These applications were not very user friendly. Yes or no? They were not giving very good user experience. What is our primary goal? My client should be satisfied, right? My client should be happy about the product that I have developed for him or her, right? But these applications are not very user friendly, right? If I take this system as a ABAP developer, we are able to understand it, and but no, and I have never seen anybody enjoying this SAP GUI based applications, right? They are completely old. They have been developed like in 1990s, still everybody is using it, 35 years. But industry has changed completely. If you are going for Amazon, let's check it. I'm opening Amazon here. This is how modern day applications are looking like, right? So if SAP will continue working only on GUI based application, who is going to use their product? If there is no better user experience, will anyone use it? Will anyone use it? Are you listening me?
Yes, yes.
That is the main thing.
Yes.
So this was a very big problem. SAP's product were getting criticized, and they thought if they thought they will not do the modification, they will become, or they will eventually obsolete. Day-to-day changes is very, very necessary. That's why you all are learning ABAP on HANA, right? To survive ourselves in the market. So what the SAP went to market in search of a easy way, and they found out that JavaScript is a open source programming language. Open source something means that anybody can access it without paying any amount. Open source programming language, and it was the most popular programming language at that time. Most popular, still it is for developing application. Programming language for developing front-end applications. So SAP saw a opportunity. What they did, SAP built its own JavaScript framework, but they did not made it open source. On top of JavaScript, they developed their own JavaScript framework, and they named it UI5. I believe you all know this word. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Right? Eventually, by eventually by 2014, SAP made some more modification and modification to give more better user experience, and they came with user guidelines. So overall, they made some changes, and they came with some more better version of UI5, and they named it Fiori, which everybody is using at this moment. So earlier module pool was your front end. Now Fiori apps becomes the front end part, or becomes the presentation layer, where user will do the interaction, and all these Fiori apps only runs on the browser. All of them only runs on the browser. So I will show a demo case of it, one of my apps. Let me just show you. Yeah. Let me just go over a case of it. Yes. So this was a platform which was earlier used. Now we are doing the development of Fiori application directly on the BTP platform. So here I have one application which I had developed. I will show you here so that I can understand how it is interacting with the SAP system. So close. See, it is asking for the SAP credential. And now I am able to bring the data. I am able to bring all this data. Even if I will create for a new record, so let's say I'm creating something like this way, 01. Yes, this product has been created. I can check it in my local system also. Product get detail. See, I just created it, right? So now just check this application and check your application that you are developing. Let's say, or the application that the module pool program has developed. This one. This one requires your SAP system and lots of issues are there, but this is more better user-friendly application. See, it is a user interactive application. I can directly check my app here in detail, right? I can check lots of data. I can make this application more and more better based on. So this whole thing has been written in UI5 framework. This whole thing has been written in UI5 framework, right? So SAP came with this Fiori application, and this is how the overall thing started to develop over the period of time. Now the question is, what is the role of ABAP developer here? Fiori developer will develop the application, will develop the front-end application. Then what is the role of a ABAP developer? I want your answer here. In the current market, now where module pool programming is no more, what is the role of a ABAP developer? Or so to understand this question, we will take a very simple question one more. So what is the role of ABAP developer? What is the role of ABAP developer here? So to understand this, I have one more question here. The question is, how will this Fiori app interact with the SAP system? Whatever application that I have shown, I created one record. That record was saved into the database. So how that Fiori app is interacting with the database, with the SAP system? How it is interacting? how it is interacting. See what happens there. So in the front end, now we know that our Fiori app will only run on the browser, but the browser only understands the HTTP or HTTPS requests. Hypertext Transfer Protocol and Hypertext Transfer Protocol secured. Only two requests is supported or understand by the browser. So if I have to interact with the SAP system, I will also be sending a HTTP request. So what we will do, we will send a HTTP request to our SAP system, where there will be our OData service, which will be connected with the variety of classes where we will write the logic which will interact with the database. So now you can call it CRUD. So you will send a HTTP request to your SAP system, which will be intercepted by only this particular thing, only and only this thing, right? Only and only this thing. So that is a secured request, very, very important. If any other user is able to intercept it in the meanwhile, let's say you are sending a request to your military, and just suppose it, if any other unauthorized user of any other country got the access of it, it will be a disastrous moment for everyone, right? It can cause lots of problem. So this HTTP request will be accepted by this OData service only. What do you understand the definition of it now? We can expose our existing ERP data to the browser via HTTP or HTTPS using the OData services. Are you able to relate it? Why do I need a OData service? Now, what is the job of a ABAP developer in the current market? There will not be any traditional ABAP programming, only object-oriented and the new data modeling concept, which we will see in the upcoming session. Yes or no? Are you able to relate it?
Yes.
Yes, Sunita?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Pratiksha? Clear, right? Okay, so guys, we are still in after 2014. So you need to understand how market is changing. If I will come after 2019, RAP model will come into the picture. So over the period of time, you will have to learn lots of things if you want to become the best in the ERP market. So responsibility of SAP developers, let me write it. Today I'm just giving an overview. There will not be any practical implementation today. I just want you to understand this concept and try to relate it, what you are doing and why you are doing. So with this, now we know that this Fiori developers are there, and then OData service developer is there. So now what you are going to be known as, you will be called as backend or ABAP developer. You can call yourself a backend developer, are responsible for building the OData services. OData services using the ABAP programming language, because you all are ABAP programmers. So for building the OData services, we need a basic knowledge of ABAP concept, object oriented ABAP concept, and I believe we all have the basic knowledge now, right? Why we need it? Because OData services only and only follow the OOPS concept, completely object oriented based. These are backend developers. So front end developer is there. Then front end developers are responsible for developing and building the Fiori apps and consuming the OData services that we have developed, OData services in the Fiori application. So in the meeting, you are going to sit with the Fiori developer. They will share the requirement, what they are expecting in the output when they are passing certain input. Accordingly, you will develop your OData service, and once everything is ready, you will just pass your service name to them. Rest everything will be taken care by them and them only. The third responsibility, you can define it, or you can learn both, which I have learned, and become a full stack SAP developer. SAP developer is also possible. Those who have the knowledge of both, they are known as full stack SAP developer, both efficient in front end and back end development, right? Now from here we will move on to our introduction phase of OData services. Introduction to OData. Okay, again I will ask the same question to Yes. What is OData? Yes. I have given a brief overview on this, but now I want to know how you are going to define it. No? Yes, Pratiksha? What happened? Are you there?
Yes.
How you are going to define this? Sunita, how you are going to define this?
Basically, in OData, we'll create the services and we give their services to UI5 developer and they will use that services in UI5 based on
Okay,
requirement.
you can add this one more thing also, right? For
Yeah,
exposing the ERP data to the browser. This was a
browser, yes.
basic definition. I believe everybody could have given, but why the two of you were silent, right? Always try to give an answer that is related to the concept. Okay, let's find it out how this OData service came into the picture, how SAP started using it. So one more question to you, Sunita. Is OData SAP property?
OData, no.
How?
Uh, because it is means like entity and entity set based and we are just creating the
But it
services.
is there only in your GUI system. So how it is not a SAP property? Very interesting question,
Yes.
right? Okay, let's find it out. So OData stands for Open Data Protocol, and it was initially developed by a company called Oasis. Later on, it was acquired by Microsoft, and Microsoft made it open source. That is, anyone can use it. Open source simply means anybody can use it. Open data and protocol. Protocol is a word. Protocol simply means set of rules. So OData is a protocol. Set of rules developed by Microsoft. Right now you can say it because Microsoft bought it and it made some modification and then it made it open source. Open data protocol. Protocol means set of rules. Set of rules given by Microsoft. Microsoft to develop REST service. REST service, also known as representational state transfer, REST service, so that we can expose our data on the internet using HTTP or HTTPS. So what SAP saw that this is open source, right? They also got this idea, since this is free, we don't need to pay anything. So what SAP did, SAP integrated this product into their GUI or into their SAP system, better, into their SAP system, so that SAP can also expose their data on the internet. Another thing, one more question from you, Sunita. Can OData services be created by using ABAP language only? Click on it. Another question. Think on this one. Anybody can answer this. Can OData services be created by using ABAP language only? What happened?
Yes, only ABAP.
Okay. Guys, this was developed by Microsoft. Microsoft has nothing to do with this ABAP language. And it made it open source. If anybody is using not only for ABAP, so anybody is not only about SAP system, right? It will come across every system. So we can build OData service by using lots of programming language. Which includes .NET, Java is there, Python is there, Node.js is there, ABAP is also there because SAP integrated it. So for ABAP developers, as a ABAP developer, we will only focus on focus on developing via ABAP. One more important stuff. Fiori app has nothing to do with ABAP programming language. It do not cares using which programming language this service has been developed. It only cares about the input and output. It has nothing to do with the backend part of your service. It will only care about the input and it will interact with it. So we will only focus on ABAP to develop our service. From tomorrow, we will start this part. So I believe this was a wonderful introductory session on service. And now you are a little bit clear why do I need this topic.